So spake he, and a glad thing it seemed to her to lie with him. So they twain went to the couch, and laid them to sleep, and around them clung the cunning bonds of skilled Hephaestus, so that they could not move nor raise a limb. Then at the last they knew it, when there was no way to flee. Now the famous god of the strong arms drew near to them, having turned him back ere he reached the land of Lemnos. For Helios had kept watch, and told him all. So heavy at heart he went his way to his house, and stood at the entering in of the gate. And wild rage gat hold of him, and he cried terribly, and shouted to all the gods, Father Zeus, and ye blessed other gods that live forever, come hither, that ye may see a mirthful thing, and a cruel, for that Aphrodite, daughter of Zeus, ever dishonors me by reason of my lameness, and sets her heart on Ares the destroyer, because he is fair and straight of limb. But as for me, feeble I was born. Howbeit, there is none to blame but my father and mother. Would they had never begotten me. Now shall ye see where these have gone up into my bed, and sleep together in love. And I am troubled at the sight. Yet, methinks, they will not care to lie thus even for a little while longer, despite their great love. Soon they will have no desire to sleep together. But the snare and the bond that shall hold them, till her sire give back to me the gifts of wooing, one and all, those that I bestowed upon him for the hand of a shameless girl, for that his daughter is fair, but without discretion. I'm really trying to decide how in-depth I want to go on the confusion. It's not really confusion, really. I mean, we know what Hephaestus is saying here, but when you start to pull on some of the threads, it becomes a bit less clear, because he's talking about parentage a little bit. He's talking about the transaction he had between Aphrodite and Zeus, between him and Zeus for Aphrodite. And what's interesting here is that and this is very Greek mythology, he's asking for a restoration of balance. He's not necessarily asking for a punishment or to be compensated or, asking for a divorce, really. I mean, what he's asking, so he has trapped Ares and Aphrodite while they're making love in his bed. He invites all of the gods to come and look and publicly shame them, essentially. If you're being cucked, what a way to what a way to reclaim. But the interesting part, I think, starts to come when Hephaestus starts talking. There are some of these lines I want to pull out here. Howbeit there is none to blame but my father and mother, would they had never begotten me. Okay, so on the surface, he's bemoaning the fact that he was born lame, unlike the other gods. Is it a little, oh, woe is me? If they never had me, I wouldn't be in this position. Do we shed tears of sympathy for him? I don't know. But who is he talking about there? My father and mother. Hephaestus himself is a god, so who is his father and mother? We know that Aphrodite's father is Zeus. So who is Hephaestus talking about? This is where the lack of unification over these myths is both messy as shit, but also interesting. Because there are multiple traditions, they are local, they are told over centuries, different places, people all telling them for different purposes, and so they don't all agree with each other, and that's kind of interesting. So there's one myth where Hephaestus is the offspring of Zeus and Hera, which makes Hephaestus and Aphrodite at least half-siblings. But there's another version that goes back a little bit further than the most common one, where Hephaestus is just the offspring of Hera alone, the way that, like, Athena popped out of Zeus's head. So later, when he is throwing the blame gauntlet down at the feet, whose feet is he throwing it down at? It's interesting that he's not necessarily blaming Aphrodite or Ares. He says, but the snare and the bond shall hold them, quote, till her sire give back to me the gifts of wooing, one and all, those I bestowed upon him for the hand of his shameless girl, for that his daughter is fair, but without discretion. He's talking about Zeus. Now, what does he mean by the gifts of wooing? This is a pretty common thing of the time, where it's called a bride price. Not a term I particularly like in 2026, but the idea is that the groom give a gift or transfer of wealth or something of value to the bride's family. Funny that applies even to gods. And in some versions, your own father. Weird. But being who he is, Hephaestus more than likely created these divine objects, not just gold and, other things that the kingly realms of mortals might give to the gods. So he can, as a god, give acts of services, creating gifts for mortals or for gods for certain purposes. That is what he provided to Zeus in order to get the hand of Aphrodite. Now, this is all somewhat transactional. Hephaestus wasn't advocating for his marriage to Aphrodite out of a place of passion and desire. This was all kind of organized by Zeus. He controls the marriage arrangement to put these two together. For what purpose? I don't know. To me, it's maybe in order to marry them off. What do we, put a god of craftsmanship together with a goddess of beauty? What kind of offspring would they make together? What kind of demigod would come from that marriage? Don't write me. I know that demigods are between a god and a mortal, not between two gods. I'm just making an illustrative point here. So he's basically saying in that last line there, the hand of this shameless girl, for that his daughter is fair but without discretion. He's basically saying Aphrodite's acting within her nature. There's nothing to blame her for here. She's who she is. This is what we should have expected out of her. But how dare you, Zeus, allow this to happen? Again, Zeus being in control of fate of people and the transpiring of things, and putting Hephaestus in this situation to begin with. So that transforms what's happening here into something a bit different, doesn't it? Hephaestus is essentially saying, I'm going to make you see the unfairness being done to me by holding Ares and Aphrodite together in this bed. They can't leave. Y'all need to come and look at this. And, you can't deny that wrongdoing is being done unto me. Make this right. Okay. I did not think we'd be spending this much time on Hephaestus and Aphrodite and Ares, but here we are. We're getting a little minstrel interlude in the middle of Book 8. Let's not forget, we are talking about Odysseus and the Odyssey here. Will we get back to it tomorrow? We shall find out. Join me here then. Okay, goodbye. Odyssey is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. The show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Odyssey, written by Homer. Theme song by Neuroflow. You can support this show and other shows like it by going to patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.